guys, it's TEW2016 Maxwell here yet again with another TNA Making an Impact video. We are on our go home show before our next pay-per-view, and hopefully we can put on a good show for you today and give you a bit of motivation to watch the next video, which of course will be the pay-per-view, and just a little bit of evidence that TNA is going places in this save and that we are just going to get better and better. 13 segments today, a very big main event match up there. Basically, we'll explain all the storylines as always as we go along. We hope to get another good rating, more increasing in our importance and our popularity. As I say, we want that national level of a company by Bound for Glory. If we can succeed in doing that before we get there, then that'd be great. So hopefully another good show, hopefully some more stars being built. This is TNA Making an Impact. Let's run the show. So we start the show with 8 men who are all in feuds against each other, them being Fergal Devitt and Bram, Chris Jericho and AJ Styles, Kenny Omega and Adam Cole, and Shibata and King Ricochet. So basically they all run each other down at various times. Jericho saying that he's going to be the next #1 contender for the championship. He's going to be AJ Styles at the pay-per-view. AJ laughs that off, then Bram comes out to say he's going to be champ. Ricochet will come out and say he wants to become the national champion. This will of course bring out Devitt for the world title, Shibata for the national championship. Adam Cole wants a little bit of this match-up as well. He says he wants he wants a big match-up at the event, and basically it ends up in a big match-up at the end of the night, which we'll see an 8-man tag. The baby faces to your left here teaming up to face the 4 heels on the right hand side. So a good rating there, a B-77 to start the show off to a strong start. It got the crowd hotter. Jericho comes across as a real star. Ricochet was underwhelming, but hopefully putting him into these kind of segments can get him over. The BC storyline has advanced and gained heat, and the Y2AJ storyline advances as well. A couple of negatives here, mostly positives, just the poor announcing and the low storyline heat of the BC. But we start off with our first matchup, and it was for the X Division Championship, and it was a decent matchup that saw Jay Lethal defeat Argenis in 9:36 by countout, so Argenis retains the X Division Championship. A C+ 67, not too bad there considering both these two didn't click, and it made for an awkward bout. The match got the crowd hotter, Lethal with a 70 and Argenis with a 50, so it makes you think if these two clicked, we could be looking at a B- here. But good match nonetheless. Argenis gets the improvements in performance skills, and dirt sheet wise, negatives just inconsistency, the worker chemistry, and the negative motivation of Argenis. So these two will probably go at it again at the pay-per-view. Might put this on Jay Lethal, remains to be seen at the moment. Next up we had the promo with Ali. She says Tanya's been getting the best of her the last couple of weeks, but she's fought against bigger obstacles than her, and she's came through, and she's going to prove she's going to be a fighting defending champion in the women's knockout division. This gets a D+48 promo. The announcing and the colour commentary gave a boost to the segment. And the match itself after this was a match that had subpar wrestling and little heat, and it saw Rosemary defeat Ali in 8 minutes and 10 by pinfall with an Olympic slam, because we had Tanya distract Ali for the finish to allow the win for Rosemary. This gets a D45. Ali with a 42 performance to Rosemary's 38, but it shows that Tanya is getting in the mind of Ali, and these two will go at it for the championship this Sunday. No skill improvements here, another good win for Rosemary as she looks to build up some momentum. Next up we had a little tag match just to try and get over the Mac and Moose connection. Terrible matchup here sees them defeat the Tribunal in 7:09 when Moose defeated Baron Dax by pinfall with a running clothesline. This was a D43. Sil Baraka, still not suited to his gimmick, but an okay matchup considering where they are. Moose with a 32, Willie Mack with a 40, a 39 for Baron Dax, and a 38 for Basil Baraka. No skill improvements here. A good one for the baby faces, and hopefully we can eventually get them over and get, as I say, the crowd on their side. Next up, we had a short matchup that saw Abyss defeat Grado in 406 with a black hole slam. C-57 just keeping the momentum high on the monster. Grado with a 30, and Abyss with a 66 performance. No skill improvements to speak upon. A few negatives there because of the short match, but just making the monster look dominant over the man from the tap end of Stevenson. And after this, we had another C-57 match, and it was an extremely short matchup that saw Stu Barrett defeat Robbie E in 5-14 by pinfall via the Wasteland. 63 performance for Stu Barrett, a 34 for Robbie E. He's improving his performance skills. Overall, it's a good win for Barrett. I might try and move Robbie E back into the X division, just really to use him and give him something to do here, apart from being an enhancement talent. After the matchup, Stu Barrett gets a microphone. He says, "Is this the competition I'm just getting here in TNA? It's time I was treated with respect. I want a proper challenge, a massive wrestler, someone who will give me that challenge at the next pay-per-view." So, at B-74, Barrett will be in action against an unknown opponent who will be revealed at the pay-per-view. Next up, it was a decent matchup, and we saw Rey Mysterio Jr. defeat Brian Cage in 10:03 by countout. Obviously, our feud here is between the Luchadors, Rey Mysterio and Phoenix, against Brian Cage and Mike Bennett. Of course, the Wolves are in this kind of feud as well. But a C+70 here, Mysterio with a 67, Cage with a 58. It gives Cage he's basically dominated, but you know, Rey Mysterio he's got the win, but he's protected them at the same time, having a count-out victory. Good performances by both. Mysterio improving performance skills. And negatives here, just the inconsistency of Rey Mysterio and the chemistry motivation of Brian Cage. And after the matchup, because Phoenix has already been took out, this time Brian Cage and Mike Bennett decide they're going to take out the other tag team champion, Rey Mysterio Jr., and they get a C64, continuing the storyline, but losing some heat. So they've gotten the advantage over Phoenix last week, over Rey Mysterio this week. Will the Dream Team be able to become tag team champions this time next week? This Sunday on pay-per-view. And after it, we basically have a promo just confirming that, you know, they've said we've dominated Mysterio and Phoenix. We will show we are the best tag team in this company when we win the championship belts. B-72, and it continues the storyline, gaining it some heat. Only negative, Brian Cage's chemistry again. And after this, we had a bout that had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd that saw Davey Richards defeat Yujiro Takahashi in 10:43 by pinfall with a Tiger Bomb. Just really giving Davey Richards something to do here. And a good win there. A B-74 is a good performance. Davey Richards is getting better at his gimmick. Here the performance is 72 to Takahashi's 61. No skill improvements. However, a good win there. A few negatives for Yujiro, being fatigued and poor momentum, but he's fulfilling his role in TNA perfectly, it must be said. And to end the show, that main event matchup, which is great wrestling and good heat, and it saw the team of Brahm, Shibata, Kenny Omega and AJ Styles defeat Chris Jericho, Adam Cole and Fergal Devitt and Ricochet in 22:17 when Shibata defeated Ricochet by pinfall. So Shibata being as dominant as always, getting the pinfall win over Ricochet, and it'll be interesting to see if Ricochet can overcome the odds and get retribution at the pay-per-view. I think it's Sacrifice, I'll double check that though. But a good rating that will get us positive gain in pop. Adam Cole still slowed down by injury, but pleasing to see a 64 for Ricochet, 87 Kenny Omega, 75 for Adam Cole, a 79 Chris Jericho, and a 76 for the phenomenal AJ Styles, a 59 performance from Kenny Omega, 77 for Shibata, and a 76 for Brahm. So a lot of workers performing very well there. It'll be interesting to see who we can move forward from the upper mid card as time goes along. A couple of storylines advance with the BC gaining heat. Disappointingly, no skill improvements, but B81's a good performance, and a few negatives as to be expected. The working injured, declining physical ability, but overall, we end the show with a B77, B-77, which again enhances our pop in all 18 regions that we have coverage in. So happy with that. We've at least got 6 or 7 matches arranged for the pay-per-view. As I say, Bram will get his final opportunity against Fergal Devitt for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. We will have Kenny Omega versus Adam Cole. We'll have Shibata and Ricochet one last time for the National Championship. And that #1 contendership match for the World Championship between AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. Tag Team Championships will be on the line between the Luchadors, Mysterio Jr. and Phoenix against Cage and Bennett. We will have Arhennis defending the X Division Championship against Jay Lethal. We'll have we'll have Ali in action for the Knockouts Championship, defending that against Tanya. And you have Stu Barrett in an open challenge match. Plus, hopefully, some additional stuff on top of that. So a good card there. Looking forward to see what the pay-per-view does for us. Hopefully it's again another positive step in the right direction to gain more momentum and gain some more pop. See here, is there anything that directly affects us? Ring of Honor, sign a few people there. She's still as Alicia Fox, so no point in trying to sign her. So nothing that directly affects us, but the show was drawn a lot of praise, and we can confirm that we are re-signing Mike Tenay and Jimmy Cordeas to permanent deals, 2 years and 1 year respectively. When am I going to try and steal Michael Cole? Apart from that, Takahashi needs time to heal, 5.51 TV rating, probably one of her best, and 3K on drugs. Or drug testing even, sorry. So from what I can see, continuing to gain pop, it is Sacrifice in 3 days. Again, it's just pushing a lot more of these to that 60 mark. Once we're all at the 60 mark, the push is then 65. I said, I'd like to think we could be targeting that for Bound for Glory, but if we can get there before then, that'd be great. So as always guys, thanks for watching. I hope you're looking forward to TNA Sacrifice. If you've got any predictions for the card, how you think the results will go, if you could leave those predictions in the comments section. Any other feedback regarding the series, let me know what you think. What do you think of TNA's recent takeover? And how the results have been under the new regime. You can let me know what you think on that as well. Any likes and subscriptions are always deeply appreciated. Any comments, as I say, via Twitter as well. I'll try my best to get back with them. And as always, guys, if you want to get involved in TW, you can do so by downloading the game from the Grey Dog Software forums. We have a demo. You'll be able to use real-world mods for them, and there's also previous versions of the game which are freeware. It's also a good community to get a part of. There's a lot of information can be found there, a lot of advice, a lot of different bookers. You can find them as well on the Fantasy Bookers subreddit on Reddit, which is a really nice little place. A lot of good people there, a lot of good content available. So as I say, if you prefer written diaries, or if you prefer, as I say, the videos, big selection there of different eras, different particular time frames, different companies, everything you want, you'll get there. So as always, thanks for watching guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.